Greetings, friend, entrepreneur, and fellow business builder. I'm Marketing Master Jim Ackerman, and this is Good, Bad, and Ugly Ads, YouTube's first and only interactive two-way business building program that's designed to help you get more customers who will pay you more money more often, the fastest, easiest, most cost-effective ways possible. If this is your first visit to the program, here's how it works. In each episode, we present to you an advertising specimen, and we give you 1 week to comment on it in the comment section below, telling us whether it's good, bad, or ugly from a marketing perspective. In other words, does it make the sale or get the audience to take the next step in the buying process? Then in the following episode, we replay that specimen for you, and I give you my take on whether I thought it was good, bad, or ugly before we show you the next episode's specimen for you to comment on. That's basically how it works, and that means it's time for us to now take a look at last episode's specimen. It was a YouTube video for a product called Poo-Pourii, and let's have a look.
You would not believe the motherlode I just dropped. And that's how I like to keep it, leaving not a trace that I was ever here, let alone that I just birthed a creamy behemoth from my cavernous bowels.
Nothing is worse than stinking up the shared toilet at work, or the toilet at a party, or your lover's apartment.
Of course, flushing removes the graphic evidence. Maybe 2 or 3 flushes if your skid marks are as tenacious as mine. But what can be done of that subtle scent of a
300-cow dairy farm? Aerosol air fresheners aren't the most effective option, or the healthiest. Trying to mask the stench, giving you a nice blend of ChemLab carnations with just a touch of feces. So, how do you make the world believe your poop doesn't stink? Or in fact that you never poop at all? Poo-Pourii. Poo-Pourrii is the before-you-go toilet spray that has proven to trap those embarrassing odours at the source and save relationships. Simply spritz Poo-Pourii in the bowl to create a film on the water's surface that actually traps the odours in their porcelain prison. And when your little astronauts splash down and make contact with the film, they release Poo-Pourrii's pleasant aromas, so all those around you can smell as a refreshing bouquet of essential oils. Yes, it is a real product. And yes, it really works. We've sold over 4 million bottles. On Amazon alone, there are over 1,000 reviews rating it 4.8 of 5 stars. That's a better Amazon rating than the iPhone 5. If it doesn't completely stop your stench from spreading, send it back for a full refund. Our unconditional stink-free guarantee. If your poo stinks, click here to get your Poo-Pourii today at Poo-Pourii.com. So whether you need to pinch a loaf at work, cut a rope at a party, or lay a brick at your boyfriend's, your days of embarrassing smells or prairie dogging it are over. Poo-Pourii. Our business is to make it smell like your business never even happened.
So there you have it, and now it's time for the master's take. Well, let me give you a little bit of background about this ad, first of all. Number one, in about a month's time, it garnered the better part of 20 million views on YouTube. In addition to that, it increased traffic to the client's website by 13,000%. Sales, well, we don't have sales figures specifically, but since I ordered the product myself, I can tell you that it was back ordered about 3 weeks. So the response outstripped the capacity of the company to fulfill orders to the point where they were at least 3 weeks back ordered. And we can anticipate that over that, and I ordered in the first week. So you can imagine with 20 million views and that kind of an increase to their website, sales just went through the roof. That alone is enough to tell you whether it was good, bad, or ugly from a marketing perspective. But let's take a look at a few of the elements of the ad that made it work, okay? Number one, hey, it was funny. Now, there are ad agency people that will tell you funny is money. That's not necessarily true. Funny can be money, but most of the time it's not. Why? because most of the time it's only funny and it doesn't bring into the picture the features and benefits that would actually get somebody to buy. In this case, the producer of the ad, the director and the writer of the ad made sure that the funny was combined with some very powerful benefits. There were move away from pain benefits, like not wanting to stink up the bathroom at work, at a party, or your boyfriend's apartment. And there were move toward pleasure benefits, like save relationships. Now that's a move toward pleasure, emotional benefit that really drives people. And look, this is a universal problem. People are always worried, quite frankly, about their stink. What I liked about the ad was the combination of things like creamy behemoth, pinching a loaf, kinds of things that everybody can relate to, a little bit on the edgy side, but kept you interested, kept you entertained, and still drove home some pretty important benefits. In addition to that, they had credibility features that were mentioned in there. They talked about the fact that 4 million bottles had been sold, that they had over 1,000 reviews on Amazon, and that those reviews had a 4.8 star rating, which exceeded the satisfaction ratings of the iPhone 5. Finally, they put in their unconditional stink-free guarantee, which eliminated the barrier to entry for people so that they could feel comfortable in making the purchase. So there's a couple final thoughts about the Poo-Pourii spot, which by now I guess you figured out. The marketing master says this one is good. In fact, it goes beyond good. It goes all the way to excellent. But I have to confess a little bit of bias here, because it's my son Joel who actually wrote and directed this particular spot. A couple of final observations. Number one, the spot is more than 2 minutes long. One of the beautiful things about YouTube is you can make it any length you want, as long as you can maintain that audience. In other words, keep them engaged, entertained, and loading up on those benefits. You can make the spot as long as you want. People's attention spans will not waver as long as you keep them interested with benefits. In addition to that, I would say that YouTube videos are a little bit easier to do than you might think. Hey, take a look at what we're doing right here. All right, with that stuff in mind, now let's go on and talk about our next advertising specimen. I happen to have it right here. This is an advertisement for a company that is putting on a dinner for clients. And let's take a look at the package. Number one, it is a standard number 10 envelope in size, but look at the big window that allows the full color to come through. You notice that it's Carver's Steaks and Seafood is what's being offered. It says James, so it's personalized. Join us at this special event. Complimentary meal will be provided, and that's all you see on the outside. Now, what do you get when you open up the inside? Well, the first thing you see is a ticket that invites you to the event and says what the menu is. And you can see there's appetizers, bread, house salad. The entree selections include filet mignon, grilled chicken, or grilled salmon. Pretty nice, isn't it? In addition to that, you have a letter, and the letter is on an 8.5 by 14 sheet of paper. Of course, the top piece of the letter is what showed through the envelope, and the rest of it talks about the product or the service that you'll be taking advantage of when you get there. Once again, personalized, special invitation for James, understanding different retirement plans, IRAs, Roth 401ks, etc., and different investment vehicles, CDs, stocks, mutual funds, annuities, etc. And then it gives you bullet points about what you're going to learn, gives you optional days that you could attend, and allows you to respond using a 1-800 number, and it says it's available 24 hours a day. Well, that's an interesting piece, or maybe it's not. You tell me, is it good, bad, or ugly from a marketing perspective? You have 1 week to make your comments. I would encourage you to not only make the comments, but also put them in video form if you can, and respond to whether you think this ad was good, bad, or ugly. Now, there's a couple of additional things I'd like to request that you do. Number one, subscribe to the channel. Number two, make sure you make your comments and submit your own ad specimens for us, the subscribers to Good, Bad, and Ugly Ads, to critique. We would love to have what you think is good, bad, or ugly to have our own take on. And then do two other things for me if you would. Number one, like us. Number two, tell all of your friends so that we can build the audience for Good, Bad, and Ugly Ads. When we do, we'll all learn better how to get more customers who will pay you more money more often, the fastest, easiest, most cost-effective ways possible. And I'll see you in the next episode of Good, Bad, and Ugly Ads.